and welcome to my review of Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 is a sequel to the fantastic RPG Dragon Age Origins, which is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and in my opinion, one of BioWare's best. So this will be a very unbiased review. The story follows the champion, Hawke, a refugee from Lothering, a city which was destroyed during the Blight, an event from the first video game. You and your family escape to Kirkwall, where you have other family, but things don't go quite as planned, and soon you're off on a quest to save Kirkwall, a few times in the span of about 10 years. The story is quite good, I would say, better than the first, even though the characters are not quite as memorable as a whole. I still miss Alistair. Good times. But they are still pretty great, especially Varric, the dwarf rogue. He's so damn funny. Not to mention really helpful in combat. The story overall is extremely well done, memorable, and one of the game's best aspects. However, the gameplay has changed significantly. There's no more auto attacks, everything is done in real time, though there is still the role of the proverbial invisible dice. Behind the scenes, of course. You're not going to see dice rolling on the screen, that'd be stupid. But enemies, for the most part, level with you, so don't expect to become a high level early in the game and then open up a can of whoop-ass on everyone Bruce Lee style. It just does not work that way. A lot of abilities and streamlined the game a good bit. There's no more mixing classes like, for example, a rogue with a sword or a warrior dual-wielding daggers or swords or anything of that type of sort. Everything is very easy to understand and learn. But for those who played the first, it may be a bit of a letdown by the lack of choices for your character. Overall, the combat is fun with great abilities. All of the classes are fun. The mage is fun. The warrior's great. The rogue... I forgot about the rogue. Shit. Well, the rogue's okay once you get used to it. He has some really cool abilities, and they're really useful in combat. They can just be a little bit boring to play as. Where the game really lacks, however, is in environments and dungeons. The game is set just in Kirkwall, which is a very large and interesting city, but you will see the same sights many times before the game ends. This is really my main issue with the game. You will go to the same place dozens of times, each for a different quest, and it's sort of odd to think, do they really rent out shacks to various low-life thugs that I'm going to have to go kill during this game? Evidently they do. And in the end, you will see pretty much every site that you can see more than once, which didn't happen to me in the first game unless you played every quest you possibly could. This is also a much shorter game and has a lot less content. Though the combat is mostly improved, if you like the auto attack, I suggest the PC version, which I haven't played, but it does have auto attack and is much more similar to the first game in terms of controls. Though for these concessions, the game has fewer glitches during combat, and I never had an issue targeting or locking onto an enemy like I did in Origins. The game also has some fantastic visuals. The game world is truly marvelous. It's just a shame it's so small. Overall, the game has an impressive story with great characters, but it's just lacking in content. I doubt you could get more than 40 or 50 hours out of a single run. It only took me 22 hours, and I took every single quest I could find. And a friend's run was mostly of the similar length. While there are tons of choices and 3 different classes to play, I doubt I will play this game as many times as the first. I've gotten over 100 hours out of Origins, and so far I've only put 45 hours into Dragon Age 2, and I'm already slightly getting bored with the game. Dragon Age 2, it's a great game. If you haven't played Origins, you're going to love it, especially if you're more of a fan of hack-and-slash games than a true RPG fan. I think a lot of people will end up really loving this game for its terrific storyline, and its fantastic visuals and characters. The game really is worth playing, and I do recommend it as a purchase since you will play the game at least twice to experience the various choices, since there are many game-altering choices and different alternate endings in the game. Overall, Dragon Age 2 gets a worthy 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching, and enjoy more unbiased, trustworthy reviews from a real-life gamer.